Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have some world records. We have 3 world record amount of damage done in a tank. So getting started, we have my favorite tank in the game, and that is the Leopard 1, and it's driven by Tomka. Some of you may have seen this battle. I did a live stream a couple of weeks ago. I thought I'd showcase this because it is what a game. It is just an amazing game. Yes, it does feature some noob gameplay from the enemy team, but to be honest, to get these kind of damage games, you have to have noob players, of course, and luckily for Tomka, he found a few. So straight up, he is completely farming the Sheridan. That was probably an unnecessary bit of damage done there. He didn't need to poke up just to get that shot. He could have waited for the Sheridan to shoot his teammate that is on the right of him. His team are all with him. The whole team are here. As you can see, the enemy team are not. They are capping. There's a couple of TDs also that is camping at the back pretty much by spawn. So he is just going to farm damage here. There is tanks to the left which has now taken the attention of the IS-7 and of the E100. So I think he's literally sitting there like, do I push? They're not looking. Do I push? And then he's actually coming back, rightly so. Luckily he was shot from the IS-7 there and not the E100. And now, bold move there. Very bold. Like, do you push? That was a very aggressive push. Now, I was actually quite impressed with this little bit of gameplay. Most people farming damage would actually ignore the IS-7 and go for that juicy waffle there. Not Tomka. He's going for the tank that his team are shooting to get rid of that IS-7 much, much quicker. So there are 2 of the TDs. Of course, we do have the waffle that is around his area as well. So a couple of lovely shots there. It's now a 3 versus 4. At least we know where the whole of the enemy team are. The waffle's here. The 2 other TDs are at the back, and there is an E75 capping. That was a nasty shot there from the waffle. Puts him now down to 1 shot. It's a 3 versus 4. He's now a 1 shot to any tank on the enemy team. He waits for the waffle. He waits for the waffle to shoot, and he does manage to take him out. Now he knows where the 3 remaining tanks are. He's going around ignoring the TDs, which is the right thing to do at this moment in the game because of that cap. 60 cap 60 cap points, so he needs to get around and at least reset the cap. It's a 3-on-3. There's a lot of hit points left. I mean, both Jaegeru and Death Star are full hit points, bar the 1 shot he took from both of them. And of course, the E75 is full hit points. Now, the IS-7 on his team, hit the last remaining teammate. He does a pretty good job in holding. He holds much longer than I expected him to. He doesn't do too much damage, but he takes the attention of the team. And he does the damage when he needs to do the damage. So, at the moment, when I was watching this, I was just sitting here thinking, like, how is he going to pull this off? There's too much hit points to get through. The E75 is still full hit points. And from the TDs, both TDs could just load up HE and he will be clear. It will be enough to kill him. So he has to be very careful of them. The E75 has started pushing. Maybe the E75 made the mistake in pushing. Maybe he should have waited for the TDs to come, and then that would have changed. That would have changed the outcome of this game 100%. But the E75, I mean, every time Tomka gets a shot, the E75 is looking. He's not looking at going directly to the IS-7. He's actually looking at trying to take out the Leopard 1. Probably the most dangerous target because he's a 1-shot. He has the DPM. He has the mobility. So trying to get rid of the Leopard 1 is probably the best move at the moment. But Tomka is just completely farming him. He's moving about. He's not staying in one position. After every shot, he is gone. And now he needs to start thinking of something because this E75 is not moving away. You're going to spot him in a minute, and you can see he's still there up against the rock as much as he can, aiming this way, and of course he does spot him, but the TDs are on their way and he has to clear this E75 as soon as possible. The E75 has now wrongly, bad move there in giving up his position. He gave up the position he was in just before the Death Star got there. Maybe that's what he was waiting for. Maybe the Death Star got there and he sat there thinking, okay, now it's time to move. But he should have let the E75 go first. He has much more hit points. The Death Star go first. He has much more hit points. And now Tomka, against the 2 TDs, knows that these tanks are split up. Now he had to choose a position there. He had to choose what way to go, left or right. He chose right, and what a great decision that was. Fantastic decision, because now he's managed to get to the rear of the Jaegeru. He has to take him out before this Death Star comes. The Death Star is very, very close by, but where is the Death Star? Is he able to take him out before he gets here? There's the Death Star. The Death Star has just missed his shot. He's missed his shot, and that is not going to be the only missed shot he does. Now, he's probably got time now to rush the Death Star, but he doesn't take any chances. He's on 8,200 damage. The Death Star is just sitting there. He has no time left. He has to bait a shot, and again, the Death Star had plenty of time. He should have just loaded Hesh, and he just messes up. He fucks it, and now Tomka can just get around using the mobility of the tank. He gets behind him, and now he is just able to farm this guy. What a game this was. An absolute gem of a game. Yes, the Death Star was a bit noobish, but come on. What a game. That was a fantastic game, and well-deserved win at the end, and a well-deserved Hall of Fame #1. 9,804 damage, 55,000 credits earned as well, and he got himself just over 2,000 base XP. The Waffle did pretty well as well, nearly 6k damage there. Moving on, we have an E100, and we're watching Akim in the E100, and this is another game that I was really impressed with the gameplay that he is going to show us right now. So he's on Dead Rail. Now, Dead Rail is a good map for TDs. And actually, for a TD, this map, it is the perfect lineup. There's only one medium on the enemy team, so for the enemy team, being 2 TDs is absolutely perfect, because the likelihood that the green team will come at this side of the map is very high. And Akim, he's going front line. He needs to be careful front line because of the armor of the thing, but luckily the Death Star, he's spotted. He must have shot and missed his shot, which was pretty lucky, and thankfully, the Death Star's not actually going to last very long. Since he's been spotted, everyone now on the team knows where he is, and finally his team does come to help. Boom, boom, boom. See you later, Death Star. That did not take long to clear the Death Star, but now Akim, he's going to play it a lot more aggressive. He's going to go forward. But what I love here, he's gone for a nice shot on the lower plate of the E100. Of course, there is the WZ111-1-4 next to him. But he, for now, is going to completely ignore that WZ and go for the more dangerous target, which is the E100. He's going to completely ignore. Most people would just shoot what's in front of them. But when there's 2 tanks and you can easily shoot, you can pick what tank you want to shoot, then you have to go for the more dangerous target, either the more dangerous target or the lower hit point target to get him gone. You can see that here. He is completely ignoring the WZ and going for that E100. Absolutely perfect. Great gameplay. What's the point now shooting the WZ when there is a tier 10 behind him with lower hit points and a bigger gun? But of course, he's not going to risk himself. He's not going to risk bleeding hit points just to get rid of that E100. He's going to shoot what he can. And of course, to get the E100 with the position he's at now, he would really have to expose these tanks. So he's just going to sit. The only bad thing what he does here is that everyone does it when they're jumping off a cliff. They go for the shot, just because it looks cool. But 9 times out of 10, the shot either misses or it bounces, just like it did there. So that's the only negative I give this guy Akim. this game. So he's got a nice HE there against the WZ, and again he has the E100. He's looking, do I go for the E100 or do I just go for the WZ? Now he's going to back up so the WZ couldn't move too far, but then he's decided, no, what, I'm going to get close to this E100 instead. He goes for the ram and he gets the shot, and just he's trying to angle his tank. The E100 does, again, he does the right thing. He ignores this E100 and goes for the lower hit point tank. He knows he's dead though, and he just gives up. But that might help his team going for the lower hit point tanks, because now there's a tank, a green tank, that is a one shot. So that was actually decent enough gameplay there for the E100, the enemy E100, going for the weaker targets. He may have bounced if he would have shot this E100, so he just went for the easier target, the dark target that he can bring down to a one shot. So well played from that enemy E100. Lovely bounce there from the Jaegeru. He's bounced 1100 damage, so if he wouldn't have bounced anything, he would literally be on a one shot. At the minute it is a 4 versus 3. He's gonna try and clear this guy. He does get a nice shot there, bringing him down to a one shot, and he's gonna back up with the motion. And now the KPF was actually gonna go for the E100 again. Probably the right move. It's the more dangerous tank with the less amount of hit points, but for some reason he just is not shooting, and he is gonna get taken out by Akim now. 7,800 damage, but now it is a 2-on-2. The Pidgeotto is full hit points. The Jaegeru is only a one shot, so again he's going for that one shot. This is how you should play. This is a perfect example of how you should be playing Blitz, what tanks you should be going for, and it's not all about damage. It's not all about damage. To get the damage that this guy got, he played it correct. If he would have just gone for the Pidgeotto for the damage, then the Jaegeru would still be alive. So he's done correct there. That was a fail HE, just where you don't want it. If he wouldn't have failed HE there, that would have put him over 9,000 damage already. But he went for the HE, he went for the damage, but unfortunately that time round it didn't pay off. He's got the HE loaded again. Is he going to go for it? He does, and again a fail HE roll, but that one does put him past the 9,000 damage. He does ask for the damage. He knows he's on a lot of damage. The motion is just going to completely ignore him, as he has every right to. But luckily for our guy Akim, the motion misses his shot, and he is able to take out the Pidgeotto with HE. What a game. Again, an amazing game. Another Hall of Fame, #1 all-time Hall of Fame, the highest ever damage done in E100, and it was the exact same damage as the Leopard one. Two amazing gameplays with the exact same damage. 9,804 with just over 2,000 base experience. Next up we have Ting, and he is driving the Hori. Some of you may have already seen this. I think Fugit done the video, and there was someone else that done the video as well. Soft Rescue, I think, done the video. But what a tank this is. This tank is absolutely amazing, and I would go as far as calling this tank OP. Now, most people don't, a lot of people don't know that the premium ammunition on this is the premium AP, but it has much more penetration, and it only does around 10 to 15 damage less than the normal AP. Wargaming, I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, but since the tank's been released, Wargaming has never changed it. Of course, when you're firing premium ammunition, it is supposed to do less damage than the normal round. I mean, you're getting more pen and you have to sacrifice the damage, which I think is perfect. But for this tank, when you're only sacrificing 10 damage, you may as well freaking shoot just premium ammunition all the time. Why not? If you've got enough credits, then just use this tank to shoot premium ammunition. So Ting, he doesn't really move from this position until he needs to. But again, like I've just said, he doesn't need to. I always say in my videos, if you've got shots off, whether it doesn't matter what tank you're in, if you've got shots off from distance and the enemy can't see you, then take it. Like Ting now, he's spotted, he is getting bounces, which again is another plus positive about this tank. You have that troll armor, you have a lovely gun, great rate of fire, and obviously you have that premium ammunition. But Ting doesn't need to move. Every time he's reloaded, he has always got a shot off. Now, I once did a video on this tank calling it, it was a replay saying this guy's paid for RNG. I honestly think this tank, I've got more replays, which I'm actually putting in different videos. Or again, this tank of 2 other people doing 9,000 damage. So I have 3 replays of all 3 are over 9,000 damage. And I was actually going to call it the RNG tank because for some reason, this tank or whoever's driving this tank hardly ever misses their shots. It's crazy some of the shots that I've seen people make in this tank. It definitely, RNG is definitely on this tank side. Things like that, like, yeah, okay, he aimed, but the other videos that I've got, or the other replays I've got is much better RNG wise. But that you'll see when the time comes. So still 5,500 damage later with 1,000 block damage. He still has not had to move. And again, just look at that stupid shot. That should never hit in a TD with the accuracy like that. That is absolutely insane. So far, Ting is on 6,100 damage, and it is a 3 versus 3. There is still plenty of hit points left, including a full HP mouse. So he's still not moving. At the minute, there's no point him moving. And again, that shot there, just pure RNG. Pure RNG on that T22. And again, he still doesn't need to move. The enemy are just giving him the damage. So he doesn't need to move until he has to move. When he has to move, he's now moving. With 3.5 minutes on the clock, there's still plenty of time. And even so, even now, he didn't really have to move, but he knows that the mouse is just going to get rushed. He needs to push to help his mouse out. So the mouse is to the left and he's gone to the right, hoping that the mouse would deal with this WZ113. I'm surprised that he still hasn't done, he still hasn't killed him. Even though the enemy mouse is a lot of hit points, going for the other 2 tanks is absolutely vital because one has crazy DPM, the other has good armor and crazy DPM, and they're both one-shots. He needs to clear these guys, and the WZ is still a 1-shot, and he's still alive. Now, he gets pretty lucky now. The T22 has decided to rush him, but because of that E100 there, and he decides to, you know what? Bad move there from that T22. He should have just drove straight past and maybe gone for the mouse. And now he's going to get very, very lucky. He's not even going to get lucky. He's just, again, RNG is completely on his side. He reloads before the mouse and takes him out for the 3rd kill. Now look at the damage counter there, 9999. For some reason he doesn't actually do that much damage, but if I was Ting, I would be throwing my device across the room. Crazy amount of damage, 9,996. Even though that's his highest ever damage, I would still be so disappointed. 4 damage, just 4 damage away from 10,000 damage. Absolutely insane. All 3 games are insane. Hope you guys enjoyed them games as much as I did. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.
With